Gentlemen and ladies.
I want you to sit this side also, because of the many historical things you have done. Yes. I am not going to, and the chairman UID.
RGB on duty. Salute for His Excellency. RGB.
People power. Our power. People power. Our power. Our power. People power. People power. Our power. Our power. People power. We have the people. We have the people. I told you when they were beating us up that day that we were not fighting them. And those are words of His Excellency. As I stand this afternoon, I stand before you as Guild President-elect.
Yes. Elect oil.
Not just Guild President of the most prestigious university in this nation. Makerere University, Kampala.
Makerere University, I'm talking to you not just as students, because I don't see you just as students, I see you as revolutionaries. I'm glad to see you. As a person, I am touched in a very personal way to see this victory. I know many of you young men and women represent a story that I was part of, a story that is my story. You represent us, the majority of Ugandans, who did not want to be in this situation, but we are here. Many of us were actually not supposed to be alive by now. But we are alive somehow. Some of us, I normally joke with my friends in Uganda, and twakuzampaka. We forced our way to growing up, and we somehow grew up. Some of us were not meant to be in Makerere University, including the guild president-elect, because he was not privileged enough to have a guaranteed source of tuition. But somehow, we ended up in Makerere. Some of us were not supposed to be leaders in Makerere University because of our background and because of the lack of confidence over time. But somehow, we've ended up leading the institution. I personally was in Makerere University. And indeed, I was from Livingstone Hall. However, actually, the guild president-elect was teasing me that we are few and we are boring. I would say we were boring. I agree with him, and I'll give you reasons. Guys, when I was at campus, I was indeed not only boring, but unconcerned about the goings-on in the university. I never took part in any leadership at the university, just like many people, because I thought there were some people cut for that. Because I was coming from Kamocha, because I would walk my way to campus back and forth every day, I somehow was conditioned to believe that I did not qualify. And yes, many young people my age lived like that. So it's a challenge to see that Kyagulanyi back then challenging the realities and the odds and the status quo, and today he is the guild president-elect. So it's a lesson. It's a lesson that nothing is cut for a certain class of people, that we all can do it. Oh, yeah. I am glad because you people ran a campaign that was not full of providence, but you made it. Just around a week to the elections, I met the candidates. I met Mr. Katerega, I met Winter, I met Mr. Mukisa Joshua, Wumaru, and a few others. And indeed, I was glad because all these guys were people power guys. I must say, as leaders, we should have worked faster and quicker. We should have done better to harmonize you guys. Because I know that if we went into that election as a united force, we would not only win, we would humiliate the status quo. Just imagine. Just imagine the top, is it 2, 3? Yeah. The top 2 candidates who are from the same line. And as a matter of fact, today I had requested colleagues to invite Mokisa and all other colleagues who we share the same mind to come and we celebrate together, because we were not fighting against each other, we were fighting for each other. Mokisa, please, where is he? He ran a good race. He should be there. Sure. So, colleagues, today I'm talking to you, and I want us to listen, because today the election is over. We have a bigger responsibility than the one we had. Okay? The first responsibility, the first target was to win the election. The next responsibility is to change the damn nation. Okay? And we must do it because there's nobody else who is going to do it. We must start by moving the first step, that is coming together. Roy said that Makerere is Uganda summarized, and I agree with him. What happens in Makerere has a big bearing on what happens in the rest of the country. You guys have the opportunity to set precedent. What has failed us, who you call greater leaders than you, we have not done it. Okay? Step one, you've not done it because you've not harmonized. Yes, we have won, but we've not won the way we wanted to win. What do we do moving forward? Do we donate our colleagues to our oppressor just because they had another mind, even after we won? Now, Mr. President, you have a huge responsibility. First and foremost, you have a responsibility of crushing and killing your ego. You must, with your young age, be the father of the university, the father of the ideals that we hold together as young people of this country. When I met these guys, when I met you, I was glad because in there's this radical guy that I like very much, Musiri. In him, I saw a strong radical mind. Thank you for showing Thank you. I'm painting a picture of when I met these guys. When I met them, I was talking about this guy, Musiri, who I nicknamed Steve Biko, because I love his resilience. In him, I saw radical persistence. And then I met this tall, smart gentleman from Makerere who is a lawyer. And in him, I saw a leader, and his name was Mukisa. And then I saw this small, stubborn young man called Katerega. And in him, I saw a revolution. So we are here today, guys. We are challenged. We are indeed challenged because looking at the things, our nation is being messed. When you look at what is being planned for our nation in Chankwanzi, today as we speak, we know that we are in trouble. We know that we are on our own. So, gentlemen, Mr. President, while I address you, I want you to know that people supported you, not only from the universities. The women in the market were looking at you people. People in the diaspora were calling me and informing me in an excited way how they are excited about people who are taking the university. But I was worried because we were having a divided vote. Although our vote was massive, we were running a risk. And indeed, if the people were fighting against had any little speck of support, they would very easily rig that election. God has delivered us from there. We are here today. We are the number one and the number two. What does that teach us moving forward? Let me go back to Roy's submission. He said Makerere is Uganda summarized. And indeed, Makerere can be president for the rest of Uganda. It gave us a sneak peek of what is going to happen in this country in 2021. The nearest opportunity we have to change our country. I don't have to tell you guys about the problems our country is facing because you know them, okay? I can't even lecture you about them because you know them every day. And because some of you might not be as successful as I am, it means some of you face even more problems than I face. So you know this. How do we stop it? Everybody has a role to play. I only present myself as one of those dissatisfied Ugandans. that comes to play a part, and everybody has a role to play, like you rightly said it, Mr. President. But again, like you said, we must not only be seen to talk about it. We must not be seen to stand for what is right, but even the way we stand for that. Okay? We are facing thieves. We are facing hypocrites. We have a president that does not want to hear what he said when he was our age. That is where we are. And they are ready to use any option to keep us silent. I want to tell you guys that now you are the target. This regime is so scared of young leaders. It's so scared of fearless leaders. It's so scared of aggressive leaders. And that is exactly what you people are. They are going to target you. They are going to offer money to you. And if you refuse, they are going to beat the hell out of you. Be ready of all this. Okay? You've seen your elders, like myself and others, going through this. You can go through this. One thing I can promise is, for me, I will always be there. Okay? But we request you, be there for the people. You guys of Makerere, I have an announcement to make for you. We have not just won, we are starting the war. Okay, this is a revolution. This is a revolution. Okay? And you know that university students have been at the forefront of all change initiatives, of all revolutions. It was done in the past. It was done in the recent past. You saw it being done in Egypt, university students. Here in Africa, you saw it done in Burkina Faso. They chased a dictator. So I want you to know that your leadership is not only going to be felt in the university, it is going to be felt all over the country. You come in a time where our generation is the only option. So take charge, Mr. President, okay? Knowing that you're not only leading Makerere, you're leading those who are in Makerere, you're leading those who are in Makerere, and you're leading all those that would have loved to be in Makerere but cannot afford it. You are there on their behalf. Okay? So be the leader that people want to see. If we get more young people like you guys, you have no idea what we are capable of achieving. So much. Most importantly, all of you guys are important in this. All of you guys are leaders in this. The people that I was running the Chadondo campaign with remain leaders and are playing roles. Even those that are run against, it was important to come together. I'm glad that we are standing together, but I don't want it to be just for pictures. It should be real, because we need each other. Each other is all we have. We don't have anything else. Okay? And we give a big example to the people out there. I was just whispering to these two gentlemen that we have failed so far to come together as leaders of the nation. So, this is a time for us to realize that in Uganda, with the current Uganda we have today, one can lead from the front, from behind, or from the sides. But each of you has to be a leader. Okay? You know what is right. Let us be bound to let us get married to those values that we represent, and then not be diverted. The election is over. We have to keep moving. We have a job to do. That job is to deliver this country from the shackles of terror, and that is Museveni. So, as I finish, comrades, I am glad we are here today. I am glad we are together, beginning yet another phase of this journey. I'm sure we can make it through. I'm very, very sure. But I'm not sure we are going to make it through. Why? Because we have not completely come together. I'm convinced we can come together and we can do it. And when we do it, the rest will be history. I thank you, colleagues. I know I'm like Waiswa said, I'm looking at the next leaders. Please don't be cold. Don't be intimidated. Keep going. You can do it. You are going to do it because you are already doing it. So, before I get off, Mr. President, with your indulgence, allow me to let Comrade Mukisa say a word to us.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Uganda owe.
Oe.
A democracy, oi. A transformation, oi. Visionary leaders, oi. A civilization, oi. Injustice, Z. Corruption, Z. Hello. In the leadership and guidance of His Excellency, Mr. President, we appreciate the work that we have invested in for all this time, to try to ensure that social justice, the rule of law, the respect of individual and societal human rights are not taken for granted.
Okusoka ndi musanyufu nti omuntu eyawangudde olwokano lwe Makerere wandowooza yemu ne yaffe eya People Power. Twabadde n'abavuganya bangi naye ababiri abakulembedde babadde n'endowooza emu ya People Power. Twakigezaako okubakwataganya tufunemu candidate omu. Weewaawo tulina okukkiriza titwalina emirimu mingi gye twakola so tetwakikola mu budde. Naye era okumanya nti tulina obuwagizi bungi twalina okukkiriza nti Katonda ajja kudelivaringa omuntu omukuffe ajja kuwangula. So bakandidate basalawo ensonga eyo tugizeeyo eri abantu nga bwe tumanyi tukkiriza mu People Power kuffe ffenna tewaliwo yali asobola kusalirawo bantu b'e Makerere. Ne tu dependinga ku kukkiriza nti tulinayo obuwagizi tujja kuwangula. However kituwa ekyokuyiga kubanga singa otunula obululu bonna bwe bafunye singa twasobola okuharmonizinga position netufuna candidate omu twandiwangudde mu mpangula etali ya bulijjo era kyandisindise message y'amaanyi okusinga kye kyasindise kati n'olw'ensonga ekyo kituwa okuyiga nti bwe tuba tugenda mu maaso tulina okukola enteekateeka making sure tulina omuntu omu mazima amatuufu okulonda kuno singa kwade kwa president era Museveni yanizemu twandibadde tumuwadde ekkubo wabbira obululu kubanga obutakanya bwaffe kati ekyo kitulaze kye tulina okukola maaso gye tulaga. Ndi musanyufu naye ate kyenjagala okulongoosamu tolina kubuuza nti ogenda kikola otya kuba People Power si yenze. People Power yeffe ffenna ng'abantu. So ndi mukwogeraganyaamu ne bakulembeze bannange tulabe bwe tusobola guidinga bannaffe nera tulina ekirowoozo ekisawo committee egenda okuselectinga abakandidate be tunaabeera nabo nga esinziira ku kiri ku ground kubeera ffe kye tukola kinakubeera in reflection ku ekyo ekiri mu bantu. University nga Makerere, Kyambogo, Mubzi ne university endala zina role ya manyi nnyo naddala Makerere yentabiro yendowooza. Makerere okuva edda nedda tugitunuulira nga example yetuwa guide. So ekinaaba kiduumiddwa omukulembeze ave Makerere tujja kitwala nti kijja kuba kikulu nnyo era tuli basanyufu tutufunye omukulembeze omu ku bakulembeze ab'okuntiko. Nja kulongoosamu nti sinze ntambuza omulamu ogwo tugutambuza ffenna gwe nga munnamawulire bwe tukwata byetwogedde n'obiraga abantu obeera otambuza amawulire owa booda bw'agenda n'avuga omuntu n'amutuusa ku rally oba n'amugya buli omu aba akoze plays a role ate buli role eri equally important. So nze nkakasa nti ffenna tuli equally important. Yeah.